Hello everyone, good morning. How are you all doing? Now we have only 2 months left for the prelims examination. So today we are going to discuss what should be your strategy in the last 6 days so that you can ensure that you get the maximum of your preparation. So we have the prelims exam on 24th of May. 24th of May, and I am hoping that by now you've almost covered your syllabus. You're now in the revision stage, and of course it is okay to have some doubts. You're feeling nervous, no problem. But today we are going to just see what should be your do's and don'ts in the last 60 days and how can Drishti help you achieve your success. So let's talk about what you should be doing and what you should not be doing. First and most importantly, it is okay to feel nervous. If you're feeling nervous at this time, exam is near and you feel like you've not prepared enough and you need a lot more time to revise and things like that, it is absolutely normal. Every aspirant that. So it's okay. You can feel that thing. But now what you need to do is that you need to have a focused approach. Focused approach towards revision. Revision and practice. You need to have a focused approach towards revision and practice. You need to revise as much as possible. For that, you need to have a proper timetable. Let's say a weekly revision routine for your static part. By now you for your most of your syllabus. So you should have a proper weekly revision plan. And let's say if you are somebody who gets bored by just revising one topic or one subject at a time, you can pick up two subjects for 1 week also, if that works for you. But if you're somebody who wants to finish one subject in one go, that is also absolutely fine. Whatever works the best for you. Right now, it is the time that you should be revising your static portion. Have a weekly routine. Pick up one subject. Pick up the notes that you have prepared. If you have prepared any notes, if there is a source that you have followed, whatever short notes you've made out of those sources, go ahead and revise all those things. Now is not the time to go and look for other course material, crash course material, or any other thing that you have, any new thing basically. You should not be picking up any new thing at the moment. You should be revising whatever you have already learned. For that, you need to have a weekly routine, either one subject or maximum 1 to 2 subjects a week for your GS part. And then you also need to practice. Revision is one thing, but at the same time, you also need to practice. Practice what? PYQs. Do not, absolutely do not miss out on the PYQs. Practice the PYQs and practice FLT. FLT is your full length tests. You need to practice all these things. So whatever static portion you are revising, go ahead and solve the PYQs. Do not miss out on the PYQs. And practice FLT. Now, how many FLTs should you practice? This is also a common question that people ask, that how many tests should we solve before we write the main examination? So ideally, you can target some 2 tests, 2 FLTs per week. 2 FLTs per week. If you want, you can also do 3, but at least 2 FLTs per week, because just solving an FLT is not the purpose. You actually have to understand everything and revise it also, because you just don't have to keep on solving the questions. You have to revise those questions also. You have to understand that, you have to learn that. So keep a target of at least 2 FLTs, and if time permits and if you have that speed, go ahead and do 3 FLTs per week also. So you need to focus a lot on your revision and practice. Have your weekly targets. By now, you would have identified your weaknesses, you would have identified your strengths, all that would have been done. If not, if you're still at a stage where you're still identifying your weaknesses, that will be taken care of by the PYQs. Once you start solving the PYQs, you will understand which sections are being asked the most and which are not being asked the most. For example, if you have polity, parliament is going to be asked a lot, environment is going to be asked a lot. So these are some high yielding areas from where we know that every year for sure we have questions. Science and tech, for sure we have questions. So in all those areas, you can go ahead and keep revising all these things. And whatever your weakness is, if your weakness is, let's say, geography, so you analyze what your weakness is and then start working on that, start revising that. But do not focus a lot only on the weakness part, also focus on accentuating your strengths. So if science and tech, if science and tech is your strength, finish that revision first and then move to the other subject. Whatever is your strength, finish all that revision and then move to whatever you're not that confident. But do all these things in the GS, you revise and you solve full length tests, at least 2 full length tests if time permits. Do what you should not be doing, absolutely not be doing at the moment is ignoring that many a times because we are so focused in revising or in studying only the GS part, we do not give enough attention to CSAT, and that is not something that you should be doing, because it will feel very bad if you miss your prelims cutoff only because you could not qualify in CSAT. So don't do that mistake. Please do not ignore CSAT. Go ahead and work on the CSAT also. This also you can take care of by PYQs. Solve PYQs, solve FLTs. If you feel you do not have enough time to start from scratch, if you're somebody who has not touched CSAT till now, if you have absolutely not touched CSAT, please rely on PYQs and FLT at the moment. Do not go ahead and start doing everything from scratch because it is only 60 days. You have only 60 days left. You cannot start from the beginning. You should not ideally start from the beginning. If you want to ensure maximum success, if you want to have the qualifying marks in this, go ahead and rely on PYQs. The last 10 years, 12 years of PYQs and FLTs. You will have enough question bank with yourself, and don't just solve questions. Again, I'm repeating the same thing. Please don't just solve the questions. That will not solve your purpose. Solve the questions, analyze them and revise them so that you do not mistake the same mistake again. So if you have not studied CSAT till now, please don't ignore it. Again, solve at least one FLT per week for CSAT also. Ideally, you should be doing more than one, but solve one FLT and PYQs also for CSAT so that you don't ignore the CSAT part. So that's something that you should be doing. What you should not be doing, absolutely not be doing, is ignoring CSAT and changing your sources. Changing sources. Please don't be changing your sources at the moment. Don't do that. Whatever you have studied, whatever notes you have made, whatever PDFs you have relied on, please go ahead and revise those things. And also, one more important thing that you should be taking care of. Right now, you will see a lot of videos, a lot of material, same stuff, lot of material on different social media channels, website, Telegram, etc. Don't go ahead and keep on downloading everything and start studying everything. Don't do that. Revise from your source itself, and also reduce your screen time. Please reduce your screen. If you are somebody who's spending hours and hours on data and you have a realization of that, then please reduce the screen time. You have only 60 days left. Now is not the time to be playing around. Reduce the screen time. Use your phone for distraction also. Have those breaks, proper breaks. It is very important that you have proper breaks also. It will not be ideal if you give a sitting of 14, 16, 18 hours a day. That's not required. Do whatever works the best for you. 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours of focused study. Whatever works the best for you. Have your breaks in between. In these breaks, please go ahead and use social media. But please reduce the screen time. Do not be over dependent on social media for everything. For that, there are many applications also that you can use if you need help in reducing your. So these are some things that you should be doing. First and foremost, you should be focusing on your PYQs. Very, very important. Last 10 to 15 years. Very, very important. Please don't miss out on PYQs. They are going to tell you the trend. They are going to tell you the most important areas, high yielding areas, and then you can direct your preparation in that approach. Revise, set your weekly targets, and solve FLTs. Solve FLTs 2 to 3 per. And lastly, CSAT. Practice CSAT. Again, CSAT also PYQ plus FLT. So these are some things that you should be doing in the last 60 days. And by doing all these things, by keeping your mind calm, absolutely calm and composed, and doing all these things, I'm sure you will be able to achieve. It is absolutely okay to feel nervous. It's totally normal, but please conquer that, conquer your nervous. Have that confidence in yourself that you've spent so much time in studying. Build that confidence. Spend so much time in studying. Of course, you will yield results. This is what you need to do that. Keep on revising and keep on practicing. Now, how can Drishti help you? We can also help you in doing all these things. So we have come up with some very important initiatives for you that will help you revise everything quickly. You will be able to revise everything that you've learned, and every new thing related to current affairs that is coming, you will be able to keep in touch with all those things. So we have our target prelims 100 most important topics. So we've identified 100 most important topics for prelims, specifically prelims 2026, for different subjects. Like you have economy, geography, you have science, tech, environment. For different subjects, we have 100 most important topics specifically for prelims 2026. And by looking at this playlist and by looking at these videos, you will be able to revise a lot. Do that. And then UPSC in the last few days has developed this trend of asking places in news. Places in news, the most important places in news. And this is actually a very high yielding area. You will be able to fetch all your marks if you answer these type of questions correctly. They're very simple, match the following questions. You should not go wrong in these questions. And for this, we have our places in news series. And right now we know there's so much of war and conflict going on in the entire world. So many places keep coming up in news every day. For that, we have our places in news series that you must go at. Then we also have all important government schemes discussed for you. So we have questions coming in from government schemes also almost every year in the prelims examination. So this is all consolidated at one place. You'll have a complete playlist for important government schemes, and you can rely on this playlist to cover all the important government schemes at one place. These are all very important things, important areas, and these are very low-hanging fruits actually. If you get them correct, you will be able to fetch those marks and qualify for the mains examination. They are not very analytical, they are very low-hanging. So you go ahead and watch all these playlists over here. And we also have important reports and this. Again, a very straightforward question can be asked on these reports and in text. Very straightforward, very low hanging fruit. About this playlist also, it will help you revise everything together at one place. And then we have our current affairs plus, where we are picking up PYQs related to the topics that are in. Let's say the Lok Sabha speaker is in news. So we are picking up all the questions that have been asked from this area in the previous years, picking up those questions, analyzing those questions, and then also thinking what kind of questions can be asked in future, giving you practice questions. So this exactly is what you need to do. The whole purpose of PYQ is to understand what kind of questions have been asked by the UPSC and what kind of questions can be asked based on the trend that is being followed. So that's what you need to do. These are some very important playlists that have been curated specifically for Prelims 2026 only. And you can rely on these playlists to just have the complete revision at one place. And we also have this sale that is going on for you, and today is the last day of this sale. Now, why am I telling you this? Because here you have some great courses, very affordable courses, and these courses are actually going to help you in your complete UPSC preparation, in your prelims also, in your mains also, and in overall preparation. Because once you qualify prelims, very less time is going to remain for mains. So you cannot really prepare from mains from scratch. Once you clear prelims and then you can't start preparing for mains. That's not the ideal way to do. You should have an integrated approach where you're preparing for prelims and mains together. But now is the time where you shift your focus more towards prelims, and then mains can take a back gear for a while. So this is what you should be doing, and that's why we have some very focused courses in this sale. You can go ahead and check that out and see whichever course suits the best for you. You can check that out and you can enroll yourself into that. So this is live and it is going to remain only till 26th of March, that is today. Today is the last day of this Selection Mahotsav sale. So don't wait. You can download the Drishti Learning app. You will have a list of all the courses that we have curated for you and choose for yourself. And if there is any other query that you have, you can always call us at 87501 87501 and all your queries are going to be resolved. So that is what you need to do at the moment. Last 60 days left. Buckle up. You can absolutely do it. Have faith in yourself. Have that confidence. Keep on revising. Have proper discussions, like discussion with your group members, peer, everybody. Have discussion with your friends, and but don't just get demotivated or don't start comparing yourself with others. This is not something that any aspirant should be doing, because every aspirant has a different journey. They have a different mindset, they have a different approach, and your approach can be absolutely different from somebody else's approach, and there's nothing wrong with it. So don't compare your approach to anybody else's. See whatever works the best for you, and based on the results or based on the scores that you're getting in your FLTs or by solving the PYQs, you will be able to understand where do you stand in this race, and then work accordingly. Devise a strategy personalized for you. Work accordingly. So that's all that you need to do. Thank you for watching. I wish you all the best for your prelims examination. Stay focused, keep studying, and keep revising.